Yo, what is good guys? This is CSJ and I'm back with another video. So the NBA playoffs have a tendency to expose a lot of players, and this year is really no different. And because I'm an asshole and I like making fun of players who don't play up to standard, I'm going to be going through some players who I believe have been exposed in this year's playoffs. So let's just get into it. Now, let me preface this by saying that there's a really high chance I'm going to be talking about at least one of your favorite players, so don't get too upset and cry about it. I'm kind of just speaking facts here. And after all, I'm going to be speaking about some of my favorite players, so I'm not really going to spare anybody. Starting off with one of my favorite players in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, I'm going to give him a little bit of slack because dude literally broke his back in game 1, but in game 4 and 5, Giannis's limitations in his offensive game really showed, especially down the stretch. Specifically, his lack of half-court offense and free throw shooting was just abysmal. You look at game 5 and yeah, Giannis had pretty solid numbers this game on paper, but his play during the fourth quarter and overtime of game 5 was just abysmal. Dude made Shaq look like Steph Curry from the free throw line, I'm not gonna lie. But Giannis isn't the main player on the Bucks who got exposed in that Miami Heat series, because at the end of the day, after his injury, I'm surprised he even fucking played. But Jrue Holiday was god awful all series against the Miami Heat. His stat line this whole series doesn't do justice to just how bad he was, because I swear his underperformance in game 4 and 5 specifically really cost the Bucks this series. Those were both very winnable games, and yeah, the whole team struggled and the coaching was just a dumpster fire, but Jrue was just garbage in these games, bro. And this is nothing new for Jrue Holiday if we're being honest. He's pretty much struggled in the playoffs every year since he came to Milwaukee. Even the Suns series where they won the championship, he was fucking terrible offensively. And even defensively, Jimmy was cooking his ass. No cap, I think Jrue just earned himself a ticket out of Milwaukee. He's just not good in the playoffs, and if the Bucks are serious about contending for another championship, he has to go. Speaking of players who need to leave their teams if they wish to contend for championships, we have the Poole party himself, Jordan motherfucking Poole. Not gonna lie, I have no stats to put up or anything. We all know how dog shit Jordan Poole was in these playoffs. Now, I could excuse him for playing like shit against the Kings cause there are no bad bitches in Sacramento whatsoever, but bro goes to Los Angeles, the mecca of bad bitches, and he plays arguably even worse. That's just inexcusable, bro, not gonna lie. Dude literally cost them game 1 of the series against the Lakers, trying to be Steph Curry when your team literally has Steph Curry. Not gonna lie, if I'm Draymond, I would have punched his ass too. But he's not the only Warrior who got exposed in that Lakers series, cause Klay Thompson, you're not safe either, my guy. Klay had without a doubt his worst playoff series since the Warriors dynasty began. And holy shit, game 6. When you think of game 6 Klay, this is the game you're gonna think of now. One of the worst performances all playoffs. One of the best shooters in NBA history couldn't make an open shot to save his fucking life. Bruh. Dude is a certified bum now.
Freaking bum.
The next player is again one of my favorite players, but I have to be honest here, Donovan Mitchell did not show up these playoffs. One of the many reasons I picked the Cavs to win against the Knicks was because I truly thought D-Mitch would have elevated his play just like he has in years prior. But that was just not the case. He was absolutely terrible all series long against the Knicks. Specifically in game 3 and 4. D-Mitch was just not making shots, turning the ball over, and overall not making great plays. There were a lot of issues with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but Donovan Mitchell playing like shit was really one of the biggest factors in their eventual demise. Now, going from a guy we expect to show up in the playoffs to a guy we just expect to choke every fucking year. Of course, I'm talking about James Harden. These playoffs solidified it. James Harden is the biggest playoff choker in NBA history. But this year was different because he actually got our hopes up. Look at game 1 against the Celtics. Without Joel Embiid, James Harden has arguably his greatest playoff performance ever, then proceeds to crap his pants for the next 2 games. Game 4, another spectacular performance, then game 5 and 6 happen. And once again, a closeout game to win the series, and he has maybe his worst game of the entire series. I'm not gonna hold you, this guy's never winning a championship, bro, and it's really his own damn fault. And now to his teammate. This is just gonna be good. This guy, the motherfucking MVP of the league, didn't just get exposed, he got flat out embarrassed. Look at his regular season stats to his playoff stats, and especially look at his game 7 stats. Like, bro folded, bro choked, there's really nothing else you can say about it. Even defensively, this guy was just getting cooked by Jayson Tatum in that game 7. I remember one of the main arguments in the Jokic and Embiid debate was Embiid just solos Jokic defensively, but game 7, Buddy's defense was fraudulent. In fact, Embiid in general is on fraud watch until he actually shows up in the playoffs and makes it out of the second round for once. Dude had excuses in the past like Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons shit in his pants, but not anymore. This guy's the main culprit in this loss. Now, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are interesting because both of them had amazing playoff runs, specifically Devin Booker, who legit looked like the best player in the NBA. But where these two got exposed was game 6 against Denver, where they both turned into pumpkins. Devin Booker was absolutely garbage and Durant played not as bad as Book did, but still not good whatsoever. Meanwhile, the Suns would get blown out 125-100 in game 6 and lose the series. So now Jokic has joint custody with Luka as Devin Booker's daddy. Next up, we have Jaylen Brown. Now, I chose to go with one Boston Celtic, but honestly, the entire team could have made this fucking list. And Jayson Tatum probably should be on this list, but I feel like being nice since he was clearly injured in that game 7 against Miami. But Jaylen Brown in that game 7 was so goddamn awful that he made me re-record this after I had already recorded this video. Dude couldn't make a shot to save his life, and the 8 turnovers he had was just inexcusable. It's not like Miami was playing some all-time great defense on him. They were good on defense, but just not otherworldly. Dude just can't fucking dribble. Like, anytime this guy tried to drive past his defender, it was either a turnover or a fumble. As I said, the Celtics getting blown out in that game 7 wasn't just on Jaylen Brown, but god fucking damn it, he didn't help. And last but certainly not least, we have Dillon motherfucking Brooks. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about this dude because he's just that irrelevant to me. But then I remembered everything he did this season and I just had to add him to this list. You have the absolute audacity to talk shit to LeBron fucking James, so-called poking the bear, calling him old and saying you don't respect him till he gives you 40.
I don't care, he's old. I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
First off, Dillon, your career high is 37, so I guess you don't respect yourself. Secondly, this is LeBron James we're talking about. He could be 50 and he's still a better player than you, no cap. And lastly, yeah, LeBron didn't give you 40. He did drop 22, 6, and 6 and blew your Grizzlies out by 40.
Oh, shit.
So is that honestly good enough? And this dude was so fucking garbage, man. Like, not a single decent game all series to back up his shit talking. He was such a detriment to his own team, and if you're gonna talk shit, as I said before, just back it up, my guy. And especially don't act like a pussy when your team gets their asses kicked. Honestly, good luck in Shanghai, Dillon. Better catch up on that Chinese, my dude.
Guangdong Tigers. Ni hao. Ni hao.
But that does it for today's video. Let me know who I left off this list. I'm sure I missed a few, but let me know in the comments down below. Like this video if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Take care, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.